Hello and welcome to my channel Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Today is our weekly card energy reading. It's where what I do is I every week on Saturday I go ahead and pull cards and kind of get an idea of what the general energies are for the next 7 days. These readings are universal, so it doesn't have to be the week that you're watching for it to resonate. If you are drawn to the video, if there's something that you feel pulled to, this might, the readings might contain a message for you. If you'd like to ever skip the introductions, then you can go straight to your reading. All of the timestamps are in the description box below, as are the names and authors of all of the decks that I use in my readings. So today we're going to be doing a card reading for, let me see what date it is. It's 29. It'll be for November 30th through December 6th, I believe. Double check the date, but I'm not looking at a calendar right now. But again, if it resonates, if you're drawn to this video at another time, definitely feel free to watch. What we will do is in a minute, I will do a freeze frame and let you see the different. Let you see 3 tarot decks. Tarot is the meat of the reading, so what you would do is when you pick your deck, I will pull a card spread using that tarot deck, and then I will clarify using the 2 oracle decks that I have here. So the 3 decks that I have today is I have the Art Nouveau Tarot with an amethyst point. This is actually the first deck that I ever purchased and the first stone that I've ever purchased for tarot. The second deck, and I'm actually glad to be pulling it back out, is the White Sage Tarot. And I'm kicking myself because what it was is the other week I do special themed readings, and it was National Espresso Day, and it was a coffee theme. And this deck, actually, all of the cups are coffee cups. And I completely goofed and forgot to pull out this deck to use it for the coffee reading. So I spaced, and I was like, oh gosh. So it is a smaller deck, but I'm glad to be pulling it back out. I was kind of drawn to pull it out for this week's reading. So let me see, yeah. And then I went ahead and we got to go with that stone. I've got a beautiful double pearl. I actually bought this at the beach. It's such a special stone. I love it. It kind of reminds me of the Lovers, and it's funny. I chuckle, not chuckle in a bad way, but you got the Lovers. The Lovers were the top card on the deck with my double pearl. So hopefully that's a good omen of what the week will bring. The last deck, or the third deck that you can choose from, is the Art of Tarot by Linn, and paired with it you have a beautiful citrine stone. And again, if you are drawn to the deck, if you're drawn to the stone, whatever is calling to you, or if you can go with a special number, but I also ask that, sometimes it's good to go with your intuition, whatever your gut is kind of pulling you towards. And clarify, I'm going to be using the Oracle deck, Soul Coaching Oracle cards. And I believe, and again, the author is in all of the description, all of the names is in the description box. And these decks, this deck I've had for a long time, but I'm using for the first time on the channel today. And it is little reminders, manifestation cards, or I'm sorry, the exact name will be in the description, but these are just really positive cards. What it is they're kind of like creative visualization. They kind of give you mantras that you can repeat to yourself to manifest positive things in your life. And so when I clarify your reading, I will go ahead and pull one of those cards, and they're very, very positive. So both for financial and for personal and spiritual. Now, the Art Nouveau deck does have a little bit of what I call naked bits. That's just where it's a little bit of nudity. If we do run across a naked card, I might have to emoji you, just because it is a PG channel, and we don't want to show anything scandalous unless it's an over 18 reading. So we'll get right to it. I'll go ahead and let you pick your deck, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. We'll go ahead and get started with beautiful amethyst. This is such a lovely stone. I really hope, I always go with whatever the cards are telling us because the cards don't lie, but I won't kid you. I hope this week gives us some more positive energy. We will just be getting past Thanksgiving. It's just the last couple reads, even, we pull a card reading for, I host what I call How to Tarot on Tuesdays, and it was just the last week's weekly energy reading wasn't negative, but we definitely got a few conflicted cards. And with the holidays coming up, I wasn't sure if there was like family things going on. So I sincerely hope the first week of December just kind of gets us into some lighter energy. And look at this, we got the Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So all right, so let's get into it. All right, deck number one. Deck number one. What kind of energies do we have for the first week of December? Thank you. Ooh, these two came out together. No nakey bits. Oh. Okay, I'm not trying to take a million cards, but these really are kind of coming out together, and I am noting the one that's kind of popping out. Okay, and then for the end of our week. We kind of almost got three cards, like boom, 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 so I'm going to go ahead and take it. I'm not trying to, well, here, maybe this is me making amends, because deck one, usually Normally I'm not too warmed up with deck one, and I've said that before. So deck one this week, you get a ton of cards. We're gonna read it. All right. So what is the advice for deck one for their? Oh, thank you. Saw that. Oh wow. It's a beautiful card, guys. I really love this deck. It's very positive. And I found this stone at like a gem and jewelry show. It's just a very like flat bottom stone. But the blue just goes really, really nicely with the bluebird there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm such a Libra. I like to coordinate stones and decks. I just has to be aesthetically with it. All right, so deck number one. What is our little reminder message? Deck number one. What is our message for the first week of December? Number one. Number one. Okay. I made note of another card, and oh, isn't this interesting? I pulled the top card of the middle deck, and it had a seahorse on it. And look, there's a seahorse, and it says flow. I noticed synchronicities. That's neat. Okay, maybe that one will come out for the middle deck. Who knows? But the first card that you had gotten out was focus, but it wasn't quite popping, so to speak. And then the second card that you got was receptivity. Receptivity. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So at the beginning of the week, you guys, oh, a little nakey, a little bit of nakey. There we go. Okay. But the beginning of the week, you guys, you got the Queen of Swords and you got the Eight of Wands. So definitely what I get is at the beginning of the week, things are going to be very decisive. And I know that's kind of a weird, sorry, there's an ambulance going by. I'm not sure if you can hear that. But what it is you're going to be in a very, the Queen of Wands is a very, a very smart person. She's very mind focused. Like she does what's right according to her thoughts. She is a little bit, she's good at putting up boundaries, but she's just a very bright person. She's definitely kind of that street smarts kind of person. Like no one gets anything over on her. And what I see the Eight of Wands. Now the Eight of Wands is that kind of speed. It's like that sudden action. It's kind of like the striking while the iron is hot card. And so what I'm seeing that there's going to be, at the beginning of the week, there's going to be something going on that's going to require you, sorry, I'm going to take my jacket off. Something is going to require you to kind of be on your toes mentally. And you're really going to rise to the occasion. Like you're going to step up and be like, okay, you know, it's almost going to be kind of exciting to you, the energy that's coming your way. It's going to be kind of rapid fire. You're going to have to make some quick decisions, kind of really think on your feet. But you're going to be more than able to handle the task. So as things are coming your way, you're really going to be making, you know, concise, decisive decisions. And it actually just looks really positive. I feel like the wands are bringing positive things your way, but definitely it's going to be kind of like a, you know, almost like a dance. You're going to be like, for all this news that's being thrown at you, you're really going to hold your own and do what's right. You know, you're going to think about the situation and you know, really cut to the mental action that you need to take. Now the way that it kind of looks is, I do also kind of get a little bit of vibe as if lately you've been kind of keeping some personal boundaries up, or you've had to put some personal boundaries up, and by the beginning of the week you're just going to be holding strong with that. But I do feel like what's going to happen is that you're going to be making progress with that. You feel strong. You feel like things are moving. Things do not feel stagnant, you know, with what you're doing, and you're definitely seeing things from a distance. That's the one thing that I notice about the Queen of Swords, is that she kind of sees the future. You can kind of look at the expression on her face. She's kind of contemplating, right? She kind of is like, okay, this is coming, all right, you know, but she's definitely ready. She's ready to she thinks about her next moves, and even though things are moving fast, she knows what to do. Now, by the middle of the week, you're gonna feel, again, oh, this Four of Cups has been kind of following us around a little bit, but by the middle of the week, you're gonna feel a little bit, you know, you kind of look at this lady here, she's kind of smoking a cigarette, like, you know, and what it is that the Four of Cups is typically that card of something being offered to you and you really not noticing it. I have a feeling that all these wands that are coming your way are really keeping you preoccupied. And what's happening is, and honestly, you got three cards together. You got the Four of Cups, you got the Magician, and then you got the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is the keeping your guard up card. It's definitely, it's a card where it's almost as if you've had, like, recently you've had a narrow victory, like you've barely, you've kept your boundaries up and you were victorious, but it's almost like you have to remain on guard. Whatever it is that you're defending, you have to continue to defend it. And it's interesting how the Eight of Wands was the beginning of the week, and it's the Nine of Wands is that it's like one more wand. It's like these 8 wands are coming at you, and that ninth wand is the one that you're using to defend yourself, in addition to a sword. So, but I think by the middle of the week, you are going to feel a little battle worn. You're going to feel like you don't have much more energy to give. Now, the other thing that you'll see here, and I'll try to keep our emoji in place because there's a little bit of There's a little bit of nippiness in there, if you know what I mean. You see that you have kind of one person you have one woman who looks a little bit, she looks not necessarily upset, but she looks a little worn, right? We talked about being worn out. And then you have someone there that's consoling her. Like, she seems like she's got someone going, it'll be okay, just hang in there, right? So I think by the middle of the week, you're going to be feeling that. You're going to feel like, now first off, the Magician is a very powerful card. The Magician is the manifester. He's the one who takes the elements in his life and he makes something different. And I think what's happening is, I think that you've been through some challenging things. You've had some challenging situations and you've stood your ground, which is great. You've been mentally clear about what you want, and you've been, this is, a queen is mature feminine energy. You can be a man watching this and exuding this energy, but so you've been mature about it, and you've been intellectual. You've thought it out, and you know your reasoning. But by the middle of the week, it's almost like you got to decide what to do with everything that's presented in front of you, right? It's like you got a lot of stuff coming your way, everything that you need to create. So you see, you got a cup, you got a wand, you got a sword, you got a pentacle. All of that is on the table, right? And you're the Magician, right? You can use those elements. And I also get this feeling as if you have to. It's almost like you have to use the remnants of something to create something new, but it is depressing you a little bit. And if you've ever had and it's interesting, we're coming up on the end of the year, and there's a lot of cycles that are coming to an end. We're coming into a new decade where Saturn is finally wrapping up its transits, and I think what it's just kind of telling you is that the things, you've got a lot of Hey, I'm sorry, we got a little cut off, but we'll just pick up. But you just basically have a lot of opportunity coming your way. But what it is the Magician can definitely manifest it. You can do it. It's just, you can see here that the Magician is flanked by the Four of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So the universe is presenting you with everything you need, but what's happening is you're just really tired. It's almost just like, okay, I will get to this, but I just need and you're going to kind of feel that way by the middle of the week. You're going to feel like things are really starting, but and you can get everything done that you need to, and you appreciate the being given what you need, but it is just going to be getting the motivation. You're just a little worn out right now. You've come a long way, and you've got a long way further to go. Now, by the end of the week, you actually have some really excellent energy, guys. Now, first off, you got the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is that wish fulfillment card. It's kind of like that boon. It's the guy who has the 9 cups on the table behind him, and in the middle, you got the High Priestess. And honestly, I should have done this in the How to Tarot, but I do think this High Priestess is pretty. And what that basically means is just that I think by the end of the week, you're going to be really in tune. You're going to, and again, these are powerful cards. You got major arcana in the heart of the middle and end of your week. But I think you're just going to have a good perspective. It's almost like you're going to take this apathy and this kind of, this battle-worn kind of, lack, you're going to be feeling kind of low in energy, but what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, I'm feeling a little low energy. Let me sit back and really, you're going to see both sides of the coin very clearly. It's almost like you're going to see what the universe is bringing you, and then you're just going to step back and kind of really meditate and think, okay, how can I use this? How can I? There's a great card in my Intuit deck that talks about mortar and pestle. You're going to be breaking down. It's almost like you're turning, taking one element and turning it into something else. I like to think of it as have you ever been cooking and you're like, okay, it's a few days before we get paid and the cupboard is pretty bare. What do I have in the cabinet to eat? And you have tomato soup and you have bread and you have cheese and you're like, okay, let's make tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches. It's kind of like that. It's almost like you saying, okay, what is it that I have and where do I want to go? And how can I take those elements to get where I want to go? And you're going to be getting some great ideas. You're going to feel really inspired by the end of the week. Now, the other thing that I kind of see is that you got temperance. And I'm sorry, this is a beautiful card, but there's a little bit of naked bit on it. So, but temperance, it's the woman she's pouring two cups of water. She's blending opposite elements into one compatible. She's pouring together the opposite energies and making them work together. So I really think, and you have a lot of duality here. What it is you have universe and, you as the manifester. So it's almost like co-creating with the universe. I'm really getting that, co-create with the universe. And then by the end of the week, you're just gonna you're gonna be thinking, okay, the universe brought me these wonderful elements. How can I pour those two cups together? How can I recalibrate? And you're gonna have help. You're going to have a lot of help. It's almost like you're really in tune to what the universe will give you suggestions. It's not like it's just handing you things. So basically you're going to see kind of opportunities coming your way. You're going to see kind of elements in your life and you're going to say, okay, what are my goals for the future? And, how can I take elements of what I've already earned and blend them with what's coming in, what's being given to me. And, and if you ever need any help, just ask the universe, because the High Priestess is the protector of the two realms. She understands the human world and she understands the spiritual world. And I just feel like by the end of the week, you're going to have some great enlightenment. You're going to feel like you're co-creating with the universe, and you're going to have ideas. You're going to have a game plan. That's what I'm kind of feeling. You're going to have a game plan. Now, the advice cards that you got Sanctuary, and it says, check it out. I am divinely guided, gently and lovingly. Oh, guys, how perfect is that? I am divinely guided, right? So it's almost like it's almost like the universe comforting you. It's like the universe saying, yeah, okay, we know you've been through the war. We know where you've been and how far you've come, honey. You've come a long way. And they know that the universe knows you're capable of this too. So what it's doing is, I'm getting a strong feeling that's saying you are safe. You are safe. Don't worry that where you are now means that you're not protected you're protected as you go along your journey. And you see how you're wrapped up there in blue. So, and you're divinely guided. So if you have any questions or if you're feeling any loss, if you're feeling lost, just take your time, especially by the middle of the week. Don't let anything bog you down. But just know by the end of the week, you're going to feel a lot better. It's almost like, I get this feeling, and honestly, she looks like she's wrapped up. And honestly, this is what I look like when winter, when I sleep at night. I do the human burrito thing because I'm cold. And I just get this feeling like, and the fact that the High Priestess is kind of wearing blue, they almost look similar. But I think what's going to happen is maybe one night you go to bed thinking, oh gosh, what do I do? And then you have just kind of a dream, you have a really good dream that kind of opens you up. The universe might be speaking to you through dreams. And the last card you got was receptivity. Oh, I love this one. And then on the back it says, I am open in my heart and mind to receiving the blessings that I deserve. Oh, guys. I really think that you've been working hard, and I think the universe really wants you to receive. I think there's a lot of blessings in your life that you've never really, what do they say? I keep seeing grabbing the brass ring. And what that is that's an old analogy of on the Ferris wheel, not on the Ferris wheel, on the merry-go-round, when you would ride those horses. What it was is in Victorian times when you would go around the circle, someone would hold out a brass ring, and what you would do is you'd lean off the horse and you'd grab the brass ring. That's what I'm hearing, and what it is that the universe is saying that it's holding out the brass ring. You've been on the ride, you've done the work, and it really wants you to reach out and grab it. And it's there for you, it's waiting for you. All right, well, that's an awesome read, guys. I'm excited. See, I'm so glad for that. That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted some great positive energy to start off our week. All right, so let's go ahead and let's move into deck number 2. We in focus? Yes. So deck number 2, you got the White Sage Tarot. I love this deck. And so deck number 2, what is the energies for the week? First week of December. What is the energies for the first week of December? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take these because these were popping out. Oh, guys. Oh, okay. That's another card that's been kind of following us around, is the Ten of Wands. And these, what happened was those two flipped while they were in the deck. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Kind of seeing some independent energy there. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, I'm always knocking my poor little double pearl around. All right, so what is our advice? Deck number 2, what's our advice for the week? Leadership. These are kind of flipping over too, so I'm going to read them together. Deck number 1 got a lot of tarot cards, so I'm trying not to give anybody any special treatment. I'm very fair, I promise. So, advice for the first of the week in December. What's the advice? Ooh, oh, you guys saw that, right? Whoa. Boom. Ooh. Okay, faith and awareness really wants to come out too. Well, you guys got a lot of energy here. Got a lot of energy. Faith and awareness really wants to come out. All right. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm trying to keep these readings concise, but it's tough sometimes. So at the beginning of the week, you're going to be really into the King of Cups energy. And the King of Cups is so cute. All the cups have coffee cups. And the King is an otter in this deck, and I think it's adorable. But the King of Cups is a very mature, masculine energy of emotion. And now you can be a woman watching this read and still be in that energy. Either that, or it could mean a male in your life that is either a water sign, and it can be anywhere in their chart. But basically, it's someone who's very nurturing. The King of Cups is a very emotionally level man. What I love about him is that he's the real. He's the cuddly father. Like, he really is he's the kind that it always gives you warm hugs and always kind of sees to everyone's emotional needs. He's definitely the peacemaker. I always see it as like, have you ever had a male figure in your life? And I'm sorry, not to get on any of us women, but have you ever had it where sometimes, when the women start, getting a little bickery with each other, you have the one father figure or the grandfather figure who just, does not want to see his girls fighting, and he's just that kind of, pouring oil into troubled waters. He always gets everybody. He knows how to nurture everyone and get everyone to calm down. That's the vibe I'm getting off of this, and I really do kind of feel like it's a person. If it is, it could either be you if you're a man, or even if you're a woman watching this reading. But basically, I get this feeling like at the beginning of the week, you will have to be in the energy of the emotional peacekeeper. It's almost like when everybody somebody, when tensions are high with everyone else, you are the person that's on the level, right? And I almost look at him like, look, he's holding that cup like, hey, you want to come talk to me? Let's talk. You know, let's talk this out. Let's talk this out. Even though he's not a verbal sign, it's almost like he does that active listening that makes you feel so much better. You know how when you're upset and you just need someone to listen? That's the King of Cups. And I think that's either a male figure in your life that's going to be real prominent at the beginning of the week, either that or it's you and you're going to have to take on that role. Now, the reason I really think that that role is necessary, and this is pretty amazing, is that you got Temperance, you got the Empress, and you got the Queen of Wands. So I'm really getting a vibe. Like, first off, if you're a man, there might be something going on with your mother, and a fire female. Now, it could be a fire sign female. It can be like an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius sun sign. Or just somebody who is very fiery, like, you know, they might have it somewhere else in their chart, or they're just, you know, she's a very strong, vital woman. But I'm definitely getting the sense like this is a mother figure. The Empress is a mother figure, and this is definitely a grown woman. It's not a child. But I do not think that she's of the same age, or I do think the Empress coming out above her, I feel like this is a mother. It could be your mother. So if it is your mother, it might be something going on in your family. And basically there's just some kind of balance. Maybe there's some kind of balance that's going on, and the fact that these are cups and you're the King of Cups, I think there's some kind of balance going on between your mother and your sister, or this could be, because this is King and Queen, it could be, you know, your wife and her mother. Either that, or it could be, this could be very well, yeah, or it could be your mother-in-law. Yeah, again, I'm kind of just reading it, but definitely I'm getting a vibe like you have to keep in the peacekeeping energy, because there's some kind of balance or calibration. What it is that these two cups, these two hearts, are the Empress and the Queen of Wands, and you see they're transforming. There's transformation going on there. So there's something going on, and honestly, the butterfly and being transformation really, and this is by the middle of the week. So by the middle of the week and the beginning of the week, you're really going to be like holding down the emotional fort, so to speak. And then by the middle of the week, you're going to have a lot of interactions with either your mother and a female, another female, who's either, you know, your wife, your sister. I'm really getting a vibe of family. The fact that the otter is you and the sea lion, I just, even though the Queen of Wands is a bird here. So I think these are two hearts, two cups, and that's these two people. Now, by the end of the week, you're going to feel pretty worn out. You got the Death card, and you got the Ten of Wands, and honestly, I'm beginning to wonder if you haven't had some kind of loss in your family. And I'm so sorry if that's the case, if you've had some kind of loss, because again, nothing makes you, and I was actually thinking that because the butterfly's transformation, and I've seen the butterfly depicted on death cards before. And the fact that the Death card came up in the reading, it almost makes me think like nothing makes you have to keep things more on the level than attending to things like either funerals or making arrangements or some kind of loss in someone's family, because you know these two people are affected. There's cup, and it's almost like the two women and what happens when something happens in a family. You know, mom, and maybe you lost someone who was very close to a female relative, and your mom is coming in, and you just need to be consoling to everyone involved. But by the end of the week, it is going to be a transformative experience. I'm seeing a lot of transformation. We got the butterfly, and we got, the death at the light at the end of the tunnel. But what this is telling me is that all the work that you're doing, it is going to be kind of, you're going to really have to hold it down, especially emotionally. You're going to have to keep your emotions in check, and you're going to have to emotionally be there for other people. Now, I really think that your mother is this empress, this mother figure is a pillar of strength, but I do think that she's affected by this situation in some way, shape, form. So it's almost like you want to be an example for her, you want to be strong for her. And I also seeing that because these are both, water, mammals that swim, I just feel like that you're very close to her. Like you're close to her, or this experience is making you feel even closer or bonded. You're definitely, you have a lot in common through this experience, or you're leaning on your commonalities, you're leaning on common ground a lot more. Now, the end of the week, you got the heart, you got the 10 of Wands, and that's taking on a lot of burdens. You're gonna be worn out. You're gonna be working really, really, really hard by the end of the week, and it seems like this extra burden is because of the death card. Now, again, it might not necessarily be the loss of a person, but there is something going on. There's changes occurring that's affecting the dynamic of all three people, and it's making you work really, really hard. It's resulting in and you carrying all these sticks. And if you look at it, these are chakra-based cards. So the ribbon that ties the sticks together is green, which is the heart chakra. So again, I'm getting cups, and heart, and but one thing that does tell me is that you are coming to the end. 10s are culminations. 10s are coming to the end of something, and you see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So I can tell you that this journey it's changing you, but you are being very emotionally strong. You're being very emotionally mature. You're being there for these two women in your life. And by the end of the week, you're going to feel pretty worn out, but you are coming to the end of the road. You're coming to the end of whatever's happening. Now, your advice card, you got leadership. I am a beacon of radiance, support, and love. I'm a beacon of radiance, support, and love. Gosh, guys, seriously. And yeah, I think what that's telling you is continue to be an example. Continue to be strong. I know it's hard. The other thing is you got wisdom, which is all I truly need is within me. And oh my God, you got transformation. Oh guys, whoa, synchronicity alert. You got butterfly, blue butterfly, and I am joyously centered and safe as wonderful changes occur around me. So yeah, definitely there's something going on. Maybe this is a change in a family dynamic, and it's been a lot of work, but it's going to result in a positive new, it's going to put you in an entirely new place. It's going to put you in an entirely new place. Now, the first thing, this was the card that completely popped out, the one that flew out, and it's empowerment. And it's, I recognize and appreciate all that inspires me to feel empowered. So yeah, that is telling you, you're doing a lot of work, but don't be afraid just because, you're dealing with some powerful energies. You're dealing with possibly a mom and a spouse or a sister, and, but you have a lot of you are an emotional powerhouse. You have the power inside of you. Now, the other thing is you got faith, and this is such a pretty card. I have faith that I can manifest the wealth and prosperity that I desire. So if any of this involves money, I think it's just reminding you that you have what it takes. You have the ability to, don't fear. Don't fear if this is, again, sometimes if it is a loss, sometimes that results in a lot of responsibility that's both fiscal and emotional. But it is just reminding you that just have faith that you will get through this. Everything is going to be okay. Like, again, there's light at the end of this, and it's coming up fast. It's coming up soon. Now, the last thing that you got was awareness. And it says, when I focus on positive energy, I am aware that I attract more of it. So again, you know, I do think that that's telling you to stay positive if this is a sad situation, or if it's something going on with your family that might, you know, sometimes changes in either a family dynamic or a living situation. Sometimes that invokes a little bit of fear. It's definitely a little scary to transform, to do something new, but it's definitely telling you that you have the wisdom, and the fact that you have kind of the heart chakra around. I'm getting this feeling like it's telling you to go with what you love. If you are making major changes in your life and you need to, the wisdom you have is inside of you. The wisdom that you have is inside of you, and just know that you can always turn to it if you need guidance. You know, just think about, okay, in my heart of heart, what do I want? What do I want? If I'm going to be making big changes, let me go for what really, you know, in my heart space is what I want to go for. And I think by the end of the week you're going to be feeling like you're carrying a lot, but please know that you're almost there. You're almost there. Just keep on going. Just keep swimming. All right, guys, that was a beautiful reading. Wow, I really love these cards too. All right, so last deck number 3. Go ahead, and you got the Joy of Tarot, and this is by Linn. I love these cards. Ooh, so beginning of the week. Oh gosh. Ooh, thank you. And then end of the week. This is kind of sticking. I'm gonna use this as a clarifier for like the whole week. End of the week. Please clarify the 8 of Swords. Okay, sorry to keep shuffling around, guys. I'm just getting some clarifiers so we know what's going on. All right, so what is our advice? Oh, wow. We got a lot of sun energy here, guys. That's awesome. This is definitely a good read. I'm glad. All 3 decks we've, you know, I'm not trying to be all sunshine and roses in these. I like honest messages, but I just, you know, after last week, I'm glad we're getting some sunshine, literally, figuratively. Okay, we had the support card. Let's just see, anything else? The honesty card is really sliding out there, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. All right, guys, so let's get into this. So at the beginning of the week, you're going to have, the beginning of the week, you got the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands is that wonderful card. It's referred to as the twin flame card. It's kind of like the celebration wedding card. So at the beginning of the week, you're either going to be thinking about your long-term goals, or you're gonna be feeling like one of your long-term goals is actually coming into fruition, as if it's close, or you're making progress, you know, towards it. And what I love about the 4 of Wands is it's I always think of it, I used to volunteer with horses, and I know this seems like a weird analogy, but anytime I would open up the gate and the horses got to run out, run out into the paddock, it was kind of like that, oh yeah, I'm free, the Four of Wands is kind of that energy. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, you see two people kind of holding up bouquets. It kind of looks like, it's kind of like a fist pump, like, yeah. So by the beginning of the week, it's really kind of like the I'm loving this kind of moment. So there might be something where this could be something at work where, a project that you've been working on has gotten either a pat on the back or gotten a green light. Maybe you got a promotion, or maybe you just feel like you've been working hard, and then all of a sudden you reach a milestone and you have a moment to kind of celebrate. The Four of Wands is a very freedom kind of card as well. So something about the beginning of the week is just going to give you that, just let out into the paddock feeling, like, yes, I'm free, I can do this, I can, it's kind of like the excitement of having limitless possibilities. But it is definitely one of those feelings like, okay, when you have a game plan and you check off each of your game plan, like, okay, I graduated college, now I'm getting that job that I want. It's kind of that feeling. It's kind of building blocks, but you definitely have that moment to celebrate. Oh gosh, I achieved this. And I'm just getting this feeling. I have a feeling at the beginning of the week, something going on in your life is going to give you that feeling of accomplishment, and you're just going to feel really excited to being for being on the path that you're on. You feel like you're in the right place and you're on the right track, and that you're making progress, and that progress is making you feel like opportunities are open to you. And it's just, again, it's like the funnel, it's like the opening up. Things are opening up for you, and it's just reinforcing that you feel like you're in the right place and on the right path. By the middle of the week, this is kind of interpretable, but you got the Queen of Cups. You got the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is, and again, you can be a man watching this reading. Now, the Queen of Cups could either be your energy in the middle of the week, or it can be somebody in your life who is the Queen of Cups. But what it is it's someone who's just very nurturing. She's very emotionally kind. She's the person who likes to connect with people by talking, or she's very emotionally in tune. And I have a feeling that this would either be your energy, or this could be someone who in your life that brings you this energy. And what it just basically tells me, and given the beginning of your week being so open, you ever notice that after you feel on top of the world, you start, as you come down from that high, from that celebration, it's almost like the newlywed person. If you just got married and you want to give love out into the world. So I really think that this might be your energy, because again, you feel really happy with life at the beginning of the week. So by the middle of the week, you are in that very loving, nurturing. It's almost like you kind of want to share the joy, and if other people are not as happy as you want to listen to them and empathize, and almost give them a little bit of love. I think what it is you're grateful for being on the path that you're on, and you kind of want to give that back a little bit. So I see you being in a very kind and generous, kind of mindset or emotional, mood by the middle of the week. Now, clarifying the entire week, you got Temperance. And Temperance is a beautiful card. Actually one of the other decks got Temperance too. But it's basically an angel with one toe in the water and one toe on land, pouring opposite two cups. They're blending the water, the emotion, the spirit of two opposing elements. And what they're doing is it's alchemy. It's tempering. It's bringing two opposing forces into harmony. So I think what one part of your success, and I kind of get this feeling as if by the middle of the week you might either you might be not necessarily making amends with somebody, but I think that by the middle of the week, because you are doing so well and you're achieving your goals, I think you are this positive kind of level happy energy, and I honestly see you keeping it really level. The Four of Wands is a big spike, in energy. Some people can really take that and run with it, where they get maybe egotistical, or maybe they party too much or over celebrate. But here I just see it kind of being like a wave. Again, Queen of Cups, I see it being like a wave. You're so excited, you're celebrated, everyone's celebrating you, and then you come back to just feeling appreciated and appreciating other people. And I think what you're doing is you're just spreading that love. I think you're balanced. You are very, very balanced. You're not up in your head. You're feeling like you're on a good path, and you're grateful for the path that you're on. And it's almost like you just want everything in your life to be, you want everything in your life to be this balance, to be this happy, just, not too much, not too little, right on the level, right? And the other thing that's beautiful about Temperance is that there is an angel. This is an angel. This is not a person. This is not you that's balancing these two cups. So I really do kind of get the feeling like, I do think that the universe is in play here, where you are getting some of the rewards for work that you've done. I mentioned at the beginning of the reading that we are coming up on the conclusion of a lot of cycles. We're coming up on the end of a decade. We're about to go into a new decade. We have transits with Saturn and with Uranus that are changing over. We're changing signs into new transits. So I just think that this is a little bit of a gift. I think the universe is making you feel like there's things going on behind the scenes that are helping you receive. It's helping to keep things reciprocal. That's the other thing. As you give, you get back. And I think the universe is really working to balance that, especially in your emotional life. You're feeling appreciated, which I think you need to be, because you're a very giving person. And that's just going to be your kind of energy. You're going to be a real sweetheart in the middle of the week, and you got the universe backing you up. Now, by the end of the week, the energy is a little bit different. It's interesting. And again, I think all three decks kind of had a flanking kind of spread, which is, like two kind of challenging cards with it's like a challenge sandwich or something. But what I see here is that by the end of the week, you got the Eight of Swords, and then you got the Sun, and then you got the Ten of Wands. And oh my goodness, talk about a complete pendulum swing. What it is the Eight of Swords is that feeling stuck card. It's kind of feeling trapped, but it's the kind of trap that's in your own head, right? In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, it's the woman standing with 8 swords around her as if they're prison bars. But in the card, she's blindfolded, and she can always take the blindfold off. She can take the blindfold off and pull out those swords, or kick over those swords, and just, not be stuck anymore. Now, on the other side of the Sun, you have the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is one of taking on too much. It's like taking on more than what you should. You're working really hard, and you're almost taking on burdens that are not yours. And now the thing is that the Sun is the strongest. It is the yes card in the deck. It is unbridled joy. It is happiness. It just like I was saying with the letting the horse out in the paddock. It's rolling around in sunny fields, happy, and it's a very, very it's probably one of the most strongest cards in the entire tarot, and it's a whopping, you deserve this. This is happiness. Enjoy it. Roll in the fields, roll in the flowers, laugh, sing. The sun is shining on you. The sun is shining on you. I can see clearly now that the rain is gone, the sun has come out. Now, what I'm seeing though is I'm seeing that, again, it's flanked by being trapped in your own head and taking on burdens that are not yours. So I have a feeling that the universe, I'm getting this feeling like the universe is sending you. The universe is really, you know, at the beginning of the week, you're gonna have a sense of victory. You're gonna have a sense of accomplishment that you get to celebrate. By the middle of the week, you're gonna feel very loving and giving and nurturing. The universe is balancing this for you. The universe is bringing you this balance. They're saying, you know, but what I'm almost seeing is it's almost as if temperance is saying, I think that the universe is telling you to receive. It's telling you to receive. It's saying you have all this good. You have all this good in the middle. And you're guarding all this good, all this happiness with or taking on things that, really hard tasks that are not yours to take on, and, feeling trapped in your own mind. So I think what it's telling you is that, if you have, by the end of the week, if you're feeling stuck or you're feeling overburdened, just put the rods down. Put the rods down. Take the blindfold off and kick over those swords. Don't let any negative self-talk, or don't it's okay to say I'm not going to overburden myself this week. This has been a good week. This has been a good week. Just try not to let all of this doubt and I've noticed that with a lot of self-talk. It's like what it is it makes me think of self-sabotage. I think that's what this is saying. You're going to have, at the end of the week, you're gonna be tempted to self-sabotage. It's almost as if you're telling yourself, oh, I'm way too happy, I don't deserve to be that happy. Oh, honey, you deserve happiness. You deserve happiness. And so I think this is what it's telling you, is that, just because you have, you keep it on the emotional level. You're not bragging about this, you know what I mean? So it's okay for you to be happy. Go ahead and be happy, You earned it. You earned it. Don't let the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Swords come. And you see how it's almost like trying to, the other thing I love about the sun is that the sun burns away anything. It's like, the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Swords tried to come up on it, and it's like, nope, burn away, poof, be gone, just melt away because I'm the sun, right? I think that's really what it's telling you, is that, by the end of the week, don't just succumb. Take a break, take a break and enjoy that joy. And just, allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to be happy. And what I thought was so great is like, look at this. Okay, now first off, if you kind of, the advice card you got was emerging. Oh gosh, how perfect is that? I am emerging into the light with joy and ease. Joy and ease. And look, there's a sun right there. And what I wanted to point out is, look at her hair. I don't know if you're a real sandy blonde person, but she's sandy blonde, and you know what? And look, it's the sun. It's the sun. And you see, the advice is reach out and grab the sun. Reach out, be happy. Be happy. Don't, and look at this, guys. I'm seeing all gold and green. And you see how it says I'm emerging? That Four of Wands is an accomplishment. Remember how we said that was a milestone? It's a milestone. And look, she's wearing a green dress too. And green is heart. It's abundance. And it is okay. It is completely okay for you to be really happy. Don't feel bad because you have an opportunity to really have a great week. I think also what it is that I think you do have this fear, like the moment that you're too happy, that it's you not being deserving of it. You way deserve it. So, okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but let me go ahead and get into, these are your manifestation cards. So you got, the first one, well, let's start here. The first one you got was support, and I love this card. This one I've gotten before, and it's, I surround myself with supportive people who believe in my dreams. And then the other card that you got is honesty. And that is, I am fair and honest, and that attracts fairness and honesty into my life. Oh, and guys, seriously, what were we talking about like being afraid of receiving too much? Or, you know, again, you know, fair and honest. You are not frivolous. Like you don't, you know, the moment you get the Four of Wands, it's not like you strut around like a peacock going, look, I won. You're very modest. You're honestly a little too modest. You probably, I think this is the way of the universe saying you need to kick your heels up a little bit more. And I think it's also telling you that if you are afraid, like if maybe, you know, all of us have sometimes maybe you have someone in your life, or maybe the way and our upbringings play into it a lot. Maybe growing up, you just, maybe it was, you know, things didn't come as easy, and the moment that you have a moment of success, you get a little fearful, like it's too good to be true. I think what it's telling you is definitely, you know, if you are having thoughts like that, you know, seek out some support. And I think this is also just saying that, know that you surround yourself with people who are supportive of you. You know, don't ever tolerate anyone who would make you feel like you're not good enough, or that you don't deserve this happiness that's coming your way. If you see anyone who's doing that, you know, I'm not telling you to cut people out, but you know, you're a very giving person. You're a tender-hearted person. So I think it's just cautioning you a little bit that, you know, just, you know, keep an eye out for your environment, and just know that wherever these, but more, I'm getting more of a vibe of if you are in your thoughts, because the Eight of Swords is stuck in your head. It is a negative self-talk kind of card. If you are having thoughts like that, if you, either that or if you just feel fearful anytime something good happens, you may want to talk to someone about that, just to kind of get it off your heart, you know, get it off your heart and get it off your mind. Because you know, those kind of thought patterns, they're really they're so subconscious. Sometimes you don't even catch them happening, but they can really be a detriment to your, you know, to your joy. And you know, and don't let anything steal your joy. You deserve to have a lot of happiness and sun. All right. Well, that was your reading. So that's really great. So I got my wish, you guys. This week is awesome. This is awesome, and I'm so glad that everyone has got some positive energies. And it was not all rainbow and sunshines. It was right on the level. It was right down the middle. Not too gloomy doomy, and not too, you know, not too sunshiny. Well, the last deck you got a lot of sunshine, but I'm happy for you. I'm glad. Well, I hope everyone has a great week. Now, we are coming up on the How to Tarot and on Tuesday, and that is where I do a description and card reading based on the major arcana. We are doing number 9, the Hermit. Oh, I love the Hermit. He's a great one. So please feel free to tune in on Tuesday if you want to check that out. And then I have a super special one for December 4th, and I think that's a Wednesday. I got to double check, but tune in on December 4th. And I have, it's a national day. You know how there's like, you know, there's different national days, you know, National Pie Day, National this day. December 4th is a very special national day, and I'm doing a special reading, and I hope you can tune in to see that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But other than that, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.